Welcome back. My name is Dr. Carl Baird, and today I'll be showing you 5 of my favorite kettlebell exercises to help you overcome knee pain. And so what I want to do with this video is remind you that the kettlebell is not only a great fitness tool, but it's also one of the most important healthcare tools we have to help you overcome joint pain, keep active, and maintain your lifestyle as you get older. So let's go ahead and get started. The first exercise we'll look at is the kettlebell step down. So the step down movement is one of my favorite for knee pain for a few reasons. First, it's one of the more safer movements, so you're able to control this movement to avoid aggravating your knee, which when you're trying to build strength to solve joint pain, that is priority number 1. But 2, it strengthens a lot of the muscles that we need that support the knee joint itself. And for those 2 reasons, it's one of my favorite. When you add the kettlebell to it, it just adds extra resistance so that you're able to build even more strength than your body weight alone. So let me demonstrate the movement and then I'll show you just a few variations. So if I'm holding the kettlebell in my right hand, I'm going to step up with my left foot. And from there, all I'm going to do is slowly lower down to the ground till my right heel touches, and it's just going to be a tap and back up. So I'm not coming all the way down and pushing up. I'm slowly lowering down, tapping my heel, and coming up. And so there's a few ways with the kettlebell you can use this. You can see I had it in my opposite hand. That's going to add a little bit more core engagement. Whereas if I held it in my left hand while I'm doing my left foot, it's going to add a little bit more resistance on the leg itself. And if you have 2 kettlebells of the same height, preferably, you hold it in each side, and that's going to get the core engaged and some extra resistance. So there you have it. That is the kettlebell step down. Next, we have the kettlebell hip hinge, which is an important movement for a few reasons. First, it strengthens your hamstring and glutes, which if you've been suffering from chronic knee pain, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to need to strengthen your hamstring and glutes. This exercise targets those muscle groups. But second, and perhaps more importantly, is it helps you retrain the movement pattern of the hip hinge, which teaches us to use our hips to initiate a lot of movements instead of our knees, which is going to help protect your knees in the long term. So to perform, I'm going to hold the kettlebell with both hands, feet about hip width apart. And again, my arms are going to be relaxed. I don't need to be super tense with this. I'm going to have loose knees, and then all I'm going to do is reach my hips back. Just let the kettlebell pull me down just till I feel tension in my hamstrings, which is for me right about there. What I don't want to do is go so low that I start to round my back like that. So what it looks like is sending the hips back, stopping when I feel tension in my hamstrings, and back up. And that tension at the bottom, that's that eccentric control of the hamstrings, which is one of the best ways to build strength in that muscle group. So there you have it. That's the kettlebell hip hinge. The next movement is the kettlebell deadlift, which, similar to the hip hinge, it strengthens your hamstrings and your glutes, and is also another important movement pattern to protect your knees and your lower back. So to perform, we're going to start with the kettlebell on the ground. I'm going to line my feet up on the outside, so I'm not standing behind the kettlebell like this. My feet are right in line with the kettlebell. To get down, I'm going to send my hips back and then lower my hips to get the rest of the way down. Before I lift, I'm going to lift my chest up, bring my hips down, press through the feet to get that kettlebell up to the top. And then to get it down, it's that same weighted hip hinge till I feel tension in my hamstrings. Then it's okay to bend the knees. Keep the chest up and repeat. Just make sure you're keeping that neutral spine throughout and keeping tension in the hamstrings. Next, we have the kettlebell squat, also known as the goblet squat, where we're just going to hold the kettlebell right in front of our chest and perform a squat movement. This is going to help, again, strengthen your legs to protect your knee joint and also improve the squat movement pattern, which is another movement pattern that helps protect your knees as you move throughout your day. Nothing fancy with this one. Just grab that kettlebell and do a squat. So next we have the kettlebell lunge. The lunge is what we call a functional movement, meaning it's a way to build strength with a movement that we use throughout the day when we walk, climb stairs, run, go hiking. And so that's why we really like this movement. The kettlebell is just another way to add some extra resistance so that you can continue to build strength more so than your body weight alone. Like the step up that we did in our first exercise, there's a few ways you can hold the kettlebell that will change the exercise a bit. I'll show you the easiest way, which is just going to be holding it at your side. So I'm going to be stepping back with my right foot, which means my left foot's going to stay in front, and I've got the kettlebell in my left hand. And then it's just a step back, dropping that right knee, and pressing up off my left foot to return. And so just like the step up, you can switch hands, which if I have it in the opposite hand, it's going to add a little bit more of a core challenge, which is also good for knee pain. Or if I have two kettlebells, I can hold one in each hand, and that's going to add even more resistance to allow you to build even more strength to protect your knee joint. Hey, it's Dr. Baird here. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page to catch all our videos designed to help you build the strength and confidence to live active, healthy, and happy lives. You won't find it anywhere else.